Hello, healing warriors and healers. Hello, my friends. Thank you for joining me. Today, we're actually going to do more intermediate leg exercises. So if you haven't begun exercises, you might want to go to the beginner leg exercises that are in supine or lying down, especially if you're having difficulty with your heart rate being too irregular or shortness of breath. Lying down is a great way to start, and you can still grade your strengthening by adding on resistance or weights to legs. So when I first started this, I was glad that I actually had my oximeter with me, or I actually manually take my heart rate too, because I saw that my heart rate was getting way too high and I wasn't ready for this. So please be careful. You always want to be in something called the zone 1, which means this is easy for you. It doesn't increase any symptoms. It doesn't make you overly fatigued or short of breath, because we're really retraining our body on how to heal and get strong but stay calm at the same time. So we're working on a lot to train our body with. Okay? So what you are going to need is either a long hairband if you have one, and you can just tie it into a knot because we're going to be wrapping around our legs. Or what I love are these hairbands that you can always buy on Amazon. There's different levels of resistance from low resistance to high. I always recommend beginning with a lower resistance, and you can just wrap it around your legs.
I have my chair. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my TheraBand and put it underneath here, the leg of the chair, if I can do it. Alright. So I'm going to sit down, and what I'm going to do is hook my foot underneath, inside that, I'll show you. Okay? So you're going to sit nice and tall. You can use the back of the chair if you'd like for extra support. Alright, I got my foot hooked, and all you do is inhale, exhale, bring it out. Really activating those quads. If you don't like this, you could do that kneeling exercise, but if that's too much on your knees, you can do this. And you can also use ankle weights to get the same effect. So you're inhaling, then you're exhaling. As you exert yourself, flex that foot, hold, activate the quads, coming back in as you inhale. Exhale. Use those abdominal muscles again to stabilize. Your other foot can be really planted on the floor, and that leg also activated to help stabilize you in the chair as you work your leg. Okay. And let's do one more. And it does help to flex the foot. Holding it, activating it. I really feel it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step on the TheraBand with my opposite foot, and I'm going to use the same foot and leg that we just used for the quad exercises. And I'm going to just sit cross-legged. If cross-legged isn't comfortable for you, just put a prop underneath, like a pillow, so that your hips are a little more even. But for this, I'm going to sit cross-legged, and I'm just going to lift my foot and back down. Exhaling on the lip. Reminding ourselves also to sit nice and straight, shoulder blades back and down, shoulders away from ears. You guys feel this? And again, we're going to exhale, bring it up, holding it. Exhaling. When actually I had foot drop, I would do this all the time for myself, helping to strengthen my foot again and retrain it. Foot drop is when the foot can't lift up like we're doing right now, and it tends to drag when walking. So this exercise is so important. It's so important in walking. It helps give us that little spring in our step too. Okay. Now I'm going to do calf exercises. So, we're going to work out that leg, man. We're just going to hold it. Okay? You're going to put it on the ball of your foot. Your foot's going to be flexed. Come up in the chair, and then just bring it to the floor. And because calf muscles are so important in helping pump the blood back up the leg, we're going to end with some calf raises. Okay, let's do 2 more. It's always nice doing it at a slow pace because it's that holding that can become really key where you're really activating those muscles. We're going to switch. And the interesting thing, at the same time, the front you're also working because it's called an eccentric contraction. It's an eccentric move where you're lengthening the muscle, but you're still really working that muscle to help hold it down. Remembering to breathe. Okay, I'm going to do 1 more. Nice. Take that TheraBand, put it under the foot, or the front foot. Cross our ankle, or cross our knee. Remember, you can prop your leg up if you want on the chair instead if that's easier. And we're just going to go up and down. Exhale as you go up. 3. So I'm kind of taking a seated break doing these. 5. 3 more. 6. 7. Making sure your back's straight, shoulders away from the outer. We're going to take that, put it under the chair again. Okay, stick your foot in it. And then we're going to finish off with a quad for this little routine. So we're going to inhale, exhale. Oh, a little shaky. Okay, so what do I need? Why am I a little shaky? I need to focus on my abdominals tightening, my back a little straighter. Inhaling, exhaling, flexing my foot. But obviously I have one leg that's a little weaker than the other leg. Copy. That was a leg that used to be paralyzed. Gotta work on it again. Now if I want to try to get more resistance, I scoot up more because you'll feel more of that pull. Like I'm going to work it. Nice. Shake it out. You can take your fists like this. And you know what else is a good trick someone showed me once? You can take a rolling pin, roll down your leg, underneath. It feels like a wonderful massage, taking that rolling pin, going down. All right, so you might even want to do that for yourself afterwards. All right, so let's go on to some calf raises. Okay, so hopefully you can see me okay. You can use that chair if you'd like for just extra support. We're gonna have our feet shoulder width apart, and then all we're gonna do is inhale. On the exhale, we come up on the balls of our feet. high as you can. And then back down. Great. Always going slowly with your breath. It's not your breath trying to catch up to your movement, it's your movement following your breath. A lot of exercises and we don't want to be out of breath. We want to be able to pace ourselves, rest afterwards perhaps, but still be able to function the rest of the day, not end up with that. Now, for just a little added bonus, if you have a pillow nearby or a ball, which I do, you can put between your legs. You're going to squeeze your thighs together, activate the abdomen muscles, and even when you squeeze, you might even feel a sudden your abdominal muscles are starting to get activated, your glutes are starting to get activated, so you're really activating your core. And we're going to do the same thing with the calf raises. Okay, inhaling. A difference. I almost feel more connected, like more of a line that goes right up from the floor up through the center of my body when I do this. Let's do one more. Hold, maybe get a little more glute squeeze in. And alright, so we did our quads and we did our lower legs and calves. If you need a break from standing while we work on our hamstrings, there's two different ways that you can do it. One is the seated way that I'll show you, and then I'll show you the way in standing for our hamstrings. Okay? So see what fits best for you for the day. Okay? What I did here is I already rigged up my red TheraBand. So what you do is you just put your foot through while you're seated, sitting nice and tall. I'm actually going to bring the chair back a little. You're going to inhale, and then you're just going to exhale, and you're going to pull it back. Inhale as it comes forward, and then exhale. Okay? And so that's the seated version. You can hold it, feel those hamstrings. Okay, and now I'm going to show you the standing version. I have the yellow TheraBand under the chair, and I'm just going to put my foot in. Okay? And so standing, we're going to do the same thing where we bend our leg, and we bring it up, and then have it straight. So you're really going to plant that other leg into the floor to give you some stability. Use the chair for support. And you're going to inhale and exhale. Okay, are you guys ready? So whatever one works for you, let's get started. Inhale, exhale. One. Exhale. Remember, try to breathe in through your nose. If you can, breathe out through your nose. If not, through your mouth. A little more of an elongated breath can help. So with the idea of breathing in perhaps for 4, breathing out for the count of 6. You can really feel this, especially on that hold. You get a little shaky. This is 5. We're also going to be doing a standing exercise to end with, so definitely sit if you need to. Never push yourself. You want to feel like this is fairly easy in the sense that you're checking your symptoms. You're not going up in heart rate. You're not getting short of breath. You will maintain nice, paced, slow breathing. And I'm just going to switch. Hold it out. I'm just going to put my foot in. And I'm holding onto that chair, planting my foot, inhaling, exhaling. You find that the breath of 4-6 is too difficult, so you can do 4 for the inhale, 4 for the exhale. This 3. And it's also much harder standing up, and not just because your heart rate can go up when you're standing, but you're supporting yourself more as you stand. And I can actually feel the hamstring even kicking in more with this. Remember to, especially when you're standing, but also sitting, remember to really brace those core muscles. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. You notice this really isn't a big movement to get to feel this. I'm really only bending my leg and pulling it up just a couple inches maybe off the floor. Great. Nice job. Alright, so let's just take a seat if you were standing, because we are going to end with one more exercise in standing. Breathing into our diaphragm, holding at the ridge, or right at the lower rib cage in the front. Breathing in, kind of 4, pause, and then exhaling, kind of 6. I'm actually going to try to breathe out, in and out of my nose this time. So breathing in for the count of 4. And then I'm going to exhale, count of 6 out of my nose. Job. So what we're going to be doing is wall squats, but I'm going to first show you a modification. So for wall squats, instead of doing it along the wall, this is a wall squat that I'll be showing you. Okay, going up and down. You can always have a towel behind you to help you slide. But you can also sit in a chair. Come towards the end of the chair, you're going to pivot from the hips. The hips are going to hinge forward, and you're going to lean forward as well and push yourself up out of the chair, back down. And those can be your squats, okay? And you can do what works for you for the count. Because the wall squats, we have 2 wall squats, we're going to be holding for the breathing. So you can go up like this and hold on to the chair. Really activate those quads, feet, plant them into the ground, okay? If you want to keep working on your squats in and out of the chair, a way that you can grade it is you can put your hands on your knees, lean forward, hinge at the hips, go forward, and then you hold like this. Activating the quads, pressing it with your hands to your legs, feet pressing into the floor, and then going back down. And you're always inhaling, and as you go up, always an exertion is the exhale. So that's the second way to grade it. The third way is you're going to have your arms out like this, so it's much harder. So you're going to inhale, forward, exhale, and you're really activating your quads. So this is basically like a chair pose in yoga. And then you come back down. And if it's too hard to hold, you can go at your own pace. Okay? Alright, so I want to show you another exercise that's a little more advanced, but it's working the quads again. Where you're going to lean against the wall. You're going to bring your feet hip width apart and forward. And then what you're going to do is you're going to slide down. You don't have to slide down to be at a 90-degree angle if that's too much. You can pick up the wall, do what's comfortable with you. I always recommend, of course, starting easier than just going right down to 90 degrees because that's actually really hard. Okay? So we begin. We're going to get in position. We're going to take an inhale, and we're going to slide down the wall. So let's just begin right here. And let's take a couple nice deep breaths, bringing our hand, if you'd like, to our belly. So we're really focused on keeping that slow, controlled pace of the breathing. If you feel like your heart rate's getting too high, come up out of this and go back to the other exercise where you're seated and working on your quads. Okay, and then you're going to come back up. Okay, we're just going to do this a couple more times. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. And slide down. I'm going to try to go a little deeper. And you really want to take planting those feet into the floor, almost like there's roots coming out of your feet, going down into the ground, helping you stay firm in there. Imagine you're sitting almost in a chair even. And activating the glutes, activating the quads, you're really activating a lot of muscles. Imagine pushing your back into the wall, just slightly. And again in the belly and a couple of deep breaths. You want to stay so long that you don't feel like you can come up, okay? So start really slowly, okay? And then coming up. And now we're just going to go up and down 5 times slowly. So we're going to take an inhale, exhale, just a little, doesn't have to be far. Exhale, hold, inhale, exhale. Quite tricky. Okay, ready? Inhale, exhale. Hold as you inhale. Exhale. Okay, if you feel it for 2 more times, let's do 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale the nose the whole time. I don't know if you can see, but I have my hand on my belly, watching or really feeling my breath, reminding me to help control. Exhale, coming up. You really should be feeling your quads right now. And then last time, inhale. Exhale. Remember, activating the abdominal muscles always. Activate your glutes. Exhale. Great. Nice job. All right, you might want to shake them out. Take a seat, rest your leg. Alright, so those wall squats, especially standing, can be pretty hard. So don't push yourself, okay? You want to make sure you can get back up. Put a chair next to you if you need to, if you feel like you're ready to try a wall squat, okay? So let's end with some nice gentle stretches. Alright, we're going to sit back down. Let's take our 2 nice deep breaths in through your nose and out through your nose or your mouth for kind of 4 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, breathing in. And then breathing out at your own pace. Great. Okay, so just sitting up nice and tall. And we take our leg out. And we're going to hinge at the hips with our back straight and just give ourselves a nice little calf, and I can even feel my hamstring stretch. Just imagine that you're breathing into this, breathing into these muscles. You can even practice what we did with the autogenic meditation for relaxation, thinking, I relax my hamstrings. I relax my calf muscles. And bringing your foot down and coming back up. And then coming back, we take our foot up, crossing our leg, crossing our knee into figure four. Reaching at the hips as we go forward. Having your foot flexed, you can always press down into that knee just slightly. Get more of a stretch. Back, rounding over, your back is nice and straight. And just breathing, imagine your breath coming in through your nose and just gliding down to those muscles, relaxing them as you breathe out. Okay, coming back up. Now we're going to do the other leg. We're going to bring it out. Again, sometimes it might help just putting your hands on your hips and kind of like guiding yourself forward. Remember, we're not arching like this, trying to bend down. The back is nice and straight. You don't have to go that far to get a stretch. We're going to flex that foot. All right, see if you can get those toes pointed to the ceiling. And breathing in to the leg. I breathe into my hamstring. My hamstring relaxes. I breathe into my calf muscles. My calf muscles relax. Making sure you're not holding your breath. And just bringing your foot down. You might feel just a little stretch in the top. And then bring it back up. And coming up on the exhale. The other foot on top. And you can keep it here if you want and just gently press into that knee pressing down towards the floor, or for more, hinge at the hip. Foot flexed. My other foot is planted firmly on the floor for support. I just have the word in my head, just tension is melting. Tension's melting down, out of me, into the floor, and away. Okay. I'm going to come back up. Okay, well, I hope those helped. Remember, always go at your own pace. Always start without any resistance first, just to see how you do. While you're also able to monitor your symptoms, make sure that it's not increasing. You really want to stay in the easy zone. It's all about retraining the heart, retraining the body, retraining the lungs without crashing afterwards. Okay? And then just gradually build up with your modifications, build up with resistance when you're ready. And sometimes you can have resistance one day and the next day you don't feel as great. So don't do any resistance, that's fine. Give yourself the credit that you're listening to your body. All right? Many blessings to you, healing warriors and healers. Happy strengthening.